Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to TPL Live. Today, we are reacting to the Sixers' W over the Brooklyn Nets. The Sixers beat the Nets tonight 115-104. We're talking top takeaways, we're talking player of the game, and we're talking overall team grade. And to help me do that, I'm bringing in my man, Sean. He is the host of the Pick Swap Pod. He is part of Philly Sports Network. What's going on, Sean? Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man, the Sixers just beat the Nets. I don't care if it's preseason or when it is, so I'm happy right now.
How about the Sixers heading into this game? Sure enough, Ben Simmons is returning to Philadelphia, and the Sixers throw out a lineup with no point guard in that starting lineup. Absolutely hilarious. Furkan Korkmaz, Danny Green, Isaiah Joe, no problem. The Sixers took care of business from the jump. Let's start off with Joel Embiid, who looked absolutely insane. What was your take on Joel Embiid in that small stretch that we saw, man?
Yeah, I guess my first biggest takeaway with that is just Embiid and four shooters works. And even though there was no true point guard on the field, and the team will certainly need more of a ball handling presence moving forward, it's absurd just how they were forced to not double down on him. When you went one-on-one, he's winning that every single day of the week, and he looked willing as a passer. That was a huge takeaway for me today. There was one nice look away, that play right there that he hits Furkan with, the little fake with it. Embiid looked absolutely terrific, and I love that they only gave him 8 minutes.
Yeah, 14 points, 8 minutes, 6 of 8 from the floor, 3 assists. He was a plus 12 when the Sixers were going absolutely crazy over the Nets. And my favorite play had to be the no-look pass out of the double team to, I believe it was Furkan. I'm going to rewind it real quick because that was an area of Joel Embiid that we really need to see continue to grow, continue to develop. Here it comes. He backs him down. Boom, finds Furk at the top of the key for 3. Absolutely insane. But that was great. You know, the Joel Embiid MVP season starts right now, but this was all about Furkan Korkmaz and Isaiah Joe. They combined for nearly 50 points for today. I think personally the star of the game was Furkan Korkmaz, especially leading this team to out the gates. The Sixers were 0 turnovers and 10 assists in that first quarter, and that was really just led by Furkan Korkmaz just eating Joe Harris alive on the offensive end. What was your take on Furk tonight?
Yeah, it's cool that we keep seeing the growth of Furkan, and just he does keep getting better and improving, which is awesome. He looked confident out there calling plays. We haven't seen him in anything like this role with the Sixers. He's done it a little bit with Turkey, but it was cool to see him just being out there. And he shot the lights out too. Every shot that he shoots, I think, is going in, and he was electric out there. I love PG Furk.
Yeah, man, he finished 11 of 19 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3. He had 27 points, a team leading 20 plus on the court. He had 4 assists and 1 turnover, but for the majority of that game, 0 turnovers. My favorite memories in this game will be the step backs. He had several step backs in this game that were just absolutely jaw-dropping, whether mid-range, whether it was from 3. Furkan deserves a ton of credit. And then we roll on to Isaiah freaking Joe, who has been lights out this entire preseason. He finished 5 of 7 from 3-point range in this game. He is now in 3 preseason games. Isaiah Joe is hitting 7? Hold on a second. Yeah, 12 of 19 from 3-point range. 12 of 19 from 3-point range. That is insane. The level of floor spacing Isaiah Joe brings to this Sixers team is undeniable. But what I thought was most impressive about Isaiah Joe in this game was his handle. There were several moments in this game coming off screens, a little runner in the lane, and then just a good feel of the game, finding Andre Drummond at the rim for an easy bucket a couple of times. What was your take on Isaiah Joe, man?
Yeah, you've obviously been a huge Isaiah Joe guy from the beginning. And for me, I can't get enough of this guy right now. Like, the shooting is lights out. Defensively, he's much better than he's been given credit. There's the play where he had the steal and then stepped into a 3 today, which was awesome. He's playing with such confidence. He looks so hungry out there. And frankly, I don't see where the minuses are for why this guy should not get time. The handle's shown improvement. He looks better as a passer. He's shooting the absolute lights out. And it's time for Isaiah Joe to get his time in the rotation. So he certainly knows that and is playing like it. And he looked absolutely terrific tonight.
I got to ask you, man, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit because the Isaiah Joe love from my end is absolutely going crazy. I'm trying not to overreact to the preseason. I'm doing my best. But what is your take on Isaiah Joe minutes this regular season? Where are you, and what, like, just in a average area per game?
So I wouldn't say I'm dead set on that this guy is the missing piece in the rotation, but how I do feel is we absolutely need to find out if that is the case. And that at this point he deserves minutes over guys like Furk, which nothing but love for Furk. I would even toss him in over Matisse. And I even think he should compete with like Shake Milton for the secondary minutes. It was cool to see him in a little bit of a more of a ball handling role today. Furkan took the lead in that way more than I expected. But I have turning into a big Isaiah Joe guy too. And frankly, I just want to see. I don't want this guy to be buried on the bench. I want to see what he can do and see how that goes.
I just put out a poll on the YouTube channel. It was 12 of 18. Now it's 12 of 19 from through 3 games this preseason. But there it is. Majority so far thinks it's in that 10 to 14 minutes per game range. And I do like that a lot. I think that is a huge development for the depth of this team. The Sixers' area of weakness, one of the areas of weakness on this roster, was bench scoring. I love the way that this guy can absolutely rip it from the perimeter. Like I said, the handle made an impression. But I love that second quarter from Isaiah Joe, where bang, 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 had 8 quick points and assists in less than 2 minutes. That is something that is just a major weapon. Something the Sixers. I mean, Tyrese Maxey did that a bit here last year, but to have another guy, another offensive weapon that can legit space the floor, that's what I'm talking about. Any other takeaways from this game, man?
Georges Niang, I want to give a shout out to because I think he's a very relevant addition to this team, and he brings miles more to this team than Mike Scott did in his role. And he just looks like a shooter, like the way he catches, the way he catches and shoots, how quick his release is. He's a guy that once again deserves a role in this rotation. And having backup minutes behind Tobias have been so hard to find, with just simply Mike Scott wasn't good enough to play. And now that we have kind of a playable guy there, and in the same stretch big kind of formula, I think is huge. And there's definitely weaknesses to his game. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the most athletic guy, but I think the minivan is going to play a major role here.
Minivan, I love it. Let's go to some comments. We have Quentin Moore saying Isaiah Joe is a bit of a playmaker too. He's been showing that, man. He's been absolutely showing that. He says cut Shake. Man, I'm not going to lie. Shake's performance this preseason has made me want Malcolm Brogdon more and more as the days have progressed this week. No Nog, no entry. That's an awesome name. Says Joel Embiid, MVP. Absolutely. There's no question. The floor spacing is absolutely there for Joel to just dominate in the post this season. Let's go on to player of the game. Who is your player of the game, Sean?
I'm going to give mine to Isaiah Joe. I think tonight was a night where it was kind of his moment, the Isaiah Joe game, this is my resume for why I need to be playing. And I think he put everything on the table. He showed a lot of what he can bring, and I think he's earned it. He's done everything possible to earn it from his end this year. So now it's up the ball's in Doc's court.
You stole mine. Damn it. All right, I'm going to go. I've already did my thing on Furkan Korkmaz. Ben Butler says Furkan lead scorer 100%. I showed my love for Furk. I'm going to go in left field here. I'm going to go Andre Drummond. Continues to impress as a backup big on this team, man. He had 16 points tonight, 6 boards, 6 assists, just 2 turnovers. He got to the line 12 times. This is a guy that I just love his energy on offense and defense. It's infectious. It's fun to watch. Fun and Sixers don't usually go hand in hand, but I think he's a big part of that. And I think he's just going to be a real force down low for this team, especially assuming no Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid is going to have to take some nights off, and Andre Drummond is going to have to step up. Any expectations for Andre Drummond this season, man?
Yeah, I certainly feel a lot better about him stepping up into his starting role, which we couldn't really rely on Dwight for that. There's a whole lot more to Drummond's game than there was with Dwight at that stage in his career. There is still a little bit of like, I just want to box Andre Drummond in a little and just don't do too much. And there was a little even tonight with him dribbling and going on the fast
Totally.
break. And
Yeah.
if we could just cut that out and give me 70% of what Andre Drummond is, I would absolutely love him. But still definitely an upgrade over Dwight Howard, and I'm still happy with it.
Love it, love it, love it. Quinn Moore says Sixers D was really good tonight. Absolutely. The defense led to offense tonight. I think they had like I think what was it, 15 steals or something. No, 13 forced turnovers in the first half. It was just terrific, man. How would you grade tonight's performance?
This was probably the happiest I've been after a preseason game. Awesome result. I'll go A minus. A minus.
Love it. Yeah, I'm right in there. I'll go A minus, which is fun because in terms of like Sixers post games, we're 2-0.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't do anything after that first game, which was brutal.
Yeah.
Just a fun game. A fun game. If you're just like, yeah, I'm going to watch some Sixers basketball tonight, not like the Sixers of old here. This is a fun team. The spacing of the team is legit. Isaiah Joe is just smooth and effortless from three. Furk is, when he gets hot, man, it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
We just need more of that.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap it up, man. Where can we find you, man? What do you got going on? Plug your shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Come check out Pick Swap Podcast. We're starting to build up the YouTube channel there. So that's going on. Spotify, Apple Pods as well. And check out all my written contact over at Philly Sports Network, Sixers lead writer over there. So I'm hyped to get going for the season.
He is Sean Bernard at Sean_Bernard1. Please give my man a follow on Twitter. Check out Pick Swap Pod, Philly Sports Network. All of his awesome content over there. Thank you everyone for watching, guys. If you're watching us live, if you're not watching us live, smash that subscribe button. And if you love the Sixers, give this video a like. Tomorrow morning is our debut episode of the Morning Cup with Joe with me and Tiago. We're going to be reacting to this game, talking about all the top storylines. I'm sure Ben Simmons will show up. I don't know if anybody's talking about Ben Simmons. Who knows? It's such a minor topic these days. Yeah. But guys, that will be at 6 a.m. in the morning. Will be about 30 minutes or so. It's going to be a regular show going down during the week. So just thank you everyone for watching. For Sean, for myself, stay awesome, everybody.